Now, I'm going to be totally real today. In my art class, 99% of the kids that come through love it. They don't want to leave. They just always want to be in art class all day, every day. But every once in a while, there's a student who sits there, does nothing, and they whine and complain about, why do I have to learn this? I'm never going to be an artist. I don't care about it. I don't even want to be an artist. I'm not good at this. Why do I have to learn it? To which I always respond, why do you have to learn math? Why do you have to learn science? Why do you have to learn history, reading, etc.? They're all important. Every subject is important for its own reasons. And here are some things that make art important for everyone. Hey, welcome back to Mr. News Art Class. It is wonderful to see your smiling faces today. First, art is less about what you create and more about what you see. Art is about observing, analyzing, and making choices about the things you've learned by observing and analyzing. So it's kind of like science, except the difference is that art is on a much more personal and emotional level, more making choices about yourself and how you should act and feel, rather than science, which is more about the physical universe around you. Second, and my personal favorite thing about art is it's all about constructive criticism and being able to give it, being able to receive it, and even more importantly, how to handle it when somebody gives you negative criticism that is not constructive in any way at all. Because you know that no matter what path you take in life, there is going to be somebody who looks you dead in the eye and says, you suck. There are gonna be people who are mean to you and give you no feedback. They just say, you suck, you should stop being an artist, you're no good at this, don't ever do this again, why are you here? There are gonna be people who do that no matter what you choose to do. And one of the things that we learn in art is how to react and respond when that happens, how to take any little tidbits of feedback that there might be in that discussion. Maybe if they say, you suck at painting landscapes, then you might look at your landscapes and try to figure out, okay, yeah, sure, you're right. This landscape isn't the best, but I've got other landscapes that are good. But really, learning how to push that aside, thank that person for their feedback, even though they're being ridiculously rude, and internalize the fact that that person's opinion is that person's opinion, and it doesn't matter to me, and moving on with life. Getting over it, that is key and important. But also, on that same token, when somebody does give constructive feedback, where they're specific about details of things that you can do to improve, internalizing that and the ability to not blow up and react about, oh, you just told me I suck. No, actually, they didn't tell you suck. They gave you some important feedback. So learning how to handle that feedback, learning how to give that feedback. When there is somebody who you're trying to help improve, if there's a friend, a family member, a colleague, a coworker, somebody who's doing something that's not quite right or not quite as good as they could do, and knowing how to give that constructive feedback instead of just saying, you suck at this, is a very important skill that everyone needs to learn. The third reason why art is important for everyone to learn is because art expresses culture. And understanding art can tell us a lot about the culture of the group of people and the time that we're living in. For example, modern art is all about finding new ways of exploring emotion and expressing emotion and finding each individual person's own method of doing that, whereas hundreds of years ago, everyone was making art that looked the same. And if you look back 1,500 to 2,000 years ago, art was all about telling the Christian story. If you look back to that time frame, just about all the Western art that was made was Christian art. And it was because they were trying to spread the gospel, the story of Jesus, to people who didn't know how to read. Back then, you didn't have schools like we do now where every single person always learns how to read. So you had a very illiterate culture, and they needed some visual aid to help them learn these stories from the Bible. But today, our culture has moved beyond telling the collective story and instead telling individual stories about individual people. And that's why art has started moving into realms where each individual artist has their own style, their own method of expressing themselves. And last, art is a creative expression, a way of communicating. And it crosses the language barrier. The ability to express yourself to people who don't speak the same language is crucial in today's global economy. As always, thanks again for watching. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for weekly content. I publish videos 3 times a week, sometimes more. If you know any people who are in charge of schools and are cutting back on their art programs, and you want to express to them why it's important that your community learns about art, feel free to share this video and share this channel.